Hey LinkedIn, it's Brent Mikosh here. If you're selling an investment property and want to keep more of your money working for you and pay less in taxes, this is for you. In the next couple of minutes, I've got kind of a big task here. I'm going to try to cover 1031 exchanges, Delaware Statutory Trust, and where something called a 721 UPREIT might fit. First, a 1031. If you're a real estate investor, you know this term. Basically, what this allows you to do is sell a piece of real estate, investment real estate, invest it in another piece of investment real estate, and defer your capital gains. But there's two clocks that really matter here. First, you've got 45 days to identify a replacement property and 180 days to get to the close. Proceeds must stay with a qualified intermediary, and if you miss any of the requirements, you might get a tax bill a lot bigger than you want or intended to. Now, here's something I think is very interesting. So what if you don't have a property lined up? Well, here's where something called a DST comes in. So what I'm talking about here is a Delaware Statutory Trust. This lets you buy a fractional interest in institutional, professionally managed real estate. DSTs are often ready to go. They're cycling in and out, which can help you meet that 45-day and 180-day deadline. They shift you from active management to truly passive ownership and can add diversification by property type and also by location. But with everything, there's trade-offs. So a lot of us, we like control. You go this route with the DST, you're definitely giving up control. You're giving up control, you're giving up liquidity. There are fees that for sure apply. Distributions from the DST are not guaranteed, and the results really depend upon the sponsor's execution. But for many owners who want to retire from hands-on management, looking to say goodbye to this piece of property, the simplicity and diversification can be worth it if this matches your goals and overall risk tolerance. Now here's where I think it gets pretty interesting. After that, we've got another layer here, something called a 721 UPREIT. So in some programs, the DST may later contribute its assets to a REIT's operating partnership. So investors receive operating partnership units back, which can extend your tax deferral, but also give you access to a much broader, much more diversified portfolio of real estate. Now, if you sell those units, then you're going to pay some taxes, but until you make that sale, again, that tax deferral is going to continue for a while. With all these things, there's a lot of program issues that apply. You got to know who the sponsors are. There's a lot of terms that are out there. These are fairly complicated in some cases strategies. So what you got to do is you got to assemble your team early. You got to work with a qualified intermediary, experienced sponsor, real estate consultant for sure helps, and definitely a tax professional who understands your full picture. Now this is educational only. I'm not giving you tax advice. I'm not giving you legal advice. I'm not giving you investment advice. All of these strategies, like everything, they involve some risks. They involve costs. They involve restrictions. So definitely talk with your CPA or advisor before you act on these. But we're in a market here in Arizona, definitely a hot real estate market, as is the case around the country. And if you can save more of your dollars, pay less in taxes today by employing some of these strategies, it might make sense. So I hope that any listeners out there got some value from this. And I want to thank you for spending a couple minutes with me. Take care.